Hey y'all, and welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about cross stitch, and the folks over at 7 Great have contacted me and asked me to share some kits with you. Now, there's a story behind this. I had ordered 2 kits, and I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this, in stamped cross stitch, because I know that my eyes, being as old as I am, my eyes are not nearly as good as they used to be. I ordered 14 count. I should have ordered 11 count. And I contacted the company and, asked them if I could just send these back and get a kit that was 11 count, and they told me no. So, for those of you that don't know, 14 count, they have them at 14 count, 11 count. I can't remember the other ones, but count means how many squares per inch. 14 count is, of course, 14 squares per inch. The number beside it, the number 2, is how many strands of thread that you're going to use for the project. Now, this kit is the kit that came without any stamping on it. So, seeing right there, you can see the little bee holes that you use to weave, the thread back and forth. And I don't know why they call this cross stitch when the stitch looks like an X. But anyway, let's see. This kit right here would have to be, I'm going to have to do it as a counted cross stitch. And counted cross stitch is a whole lot different than stamped cross stitch. It's a lot more, it's a lot harder on the eyes because you're constantly having to count the squares. Now, this is the way that the floss comes. They have it all separated for you. Now, for those of you that are into cross stitching or embroidery, you can transfer these pieces of floss to a bobbin. Bobbins come in plastic. They come in really thin cardboard. And this is the guide. There's a guide for the cross stitches, and then the boxes on the right are for, what do they call them? Stitches. Specialty. Specialty stitches. There's a 1/4 inch, or there's a 1/4 stitch, a 1/2 stitch, and some other stitch, I don't remember. You would think that, and here's your pattern, and you would think that you could just flip the pattern over and work like that, but no, you have to flip it over and flip it around, and that's kind of got on my nerves. But anyway, it's fortunate enough that with these kits, what do you call it? The fabric is already folded to where you can find the middle of the fabric. If your fabric was not already folded, you would fold it in half horizontally, and then you would take it The kit also comes with 2 needles. Now with counted cross stitch, I think you're supposed to work from the middle outwards. I I want to be different, and I don't like doing it like that. When I first started counted cross stitch, I did work like that on just one pattern, but yeah, after that, no, I not figured, but right there's a red line that's halfway into the pattern. There's a red line that goes vertical and one that goes horizontal. And when you follow them to the middle, that will be the middle of your fabric also. But what I do is I go ahead and find the middle, and then I count the squares upwards and then over to the far left hand corner. Now that's for the counted cross stitch. These kits come with your fabric and your pattern, your floss, and your needle, or 2 needles actually. So I was, gonna put this one up. And it's good that they come in bags like this, so when you're working on your pattern, you can go ahead and put it back in the bag and, keep it, not safe, but, keep it from things getting onto it and stuff like that. So at the bottom you'll see some of your specialty stitches, and also on the back they have instructions on how to cross stitch. Now I got this pattern, of course it's 14 count, and working with 2 threads, but I got this pattern because I love horses, and this pattern looks like it doesn't have too many colors. Let's see what's in the bag. Here we go. All right. And I'm assuming all other kits are the same, where the back of the package has, all the information that you would ever want. And of course that part of the pattern is the far right hand corner of the picture. Now see, that one you can flip it over and work from there, but I don't know what was going on with the other pattern, but their patterns are very clear. The markings are very clear, and of course these are your colors of floss, and I was correct, there aren't that many colors. And there's your needles, and 14 CT stands for 14 count. So if you ever hear of anybody saying 11 count or 14 count, I think there's something above 14, but anyway. And that's what the picture you're going to be working on. Now, these colors are, of course, are not the colors. It's not what your final picture is going to look like. The reason why the picture is stamped in these type of colors is to be pleasing to the eye. Back in the day when counted cross stitch was printed, they printed all in blue. I'm pretty sure it was blue. The whole entire picture was printed in blue, I think. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, please let me know, because I'm curious to find out. But anyway, these colors are more pleasing. You know, you can follow the pattern a lot better. Now with this, I don't even know how to explain it. They printed the legends on here really weird, and I'm looking at a small screen right here because, you know, I'm editing. But it's printed vertical, the ones on the sides, but the printing itself is vertical. You know what I'm saying? It could be printed vertical, but the actual printing could be printed vertical, if that makes any sense. But I'm just looking at the picture and looking at the you know, the pattern. And there's your cross stitching, your back stitch, quarter stitch, half stitch. Those are your legends. I call them legends. I don't know what y'all call them, but the legends. So I have found, I'm working from the upper left hand corner on to the right, and I have found the color that I need to work with first. It's a pretty grayish color. And that was a little bit of work trying to get that out of there. But finally, it comes loose. Everything that is in this video, these two kits are going to be listed in the description box, and there's going to be a link and a coupon code, you know, a link to 7 Great's website and a coupon code. Also, there's going to be, you know, my personal information that is that comes along with all of my videos, and that's PayPal information if you would like to donate to the channel. If you don't know already, my channel was all about epoxy resin art, and I'm branching out into different things. I'll keep doing epoxy resin projects, but yeah, like you see right here, I'll keep reviewing products. When you separate the 2 strands of floss, you know, the 2 threads from the floss, be really careful, because when you start pulling, it's going to bunch up. So you want to, you know, you want to keep the floss as straight as you can so you can separate those threads. And right here, I'm thinking, oh, let me see if I can go ahead and do this without any help. And nope, I couldn't. I tried and tried and tried, because the eye of an embroidery needle is smaller than the eye of a regular sewing needle. So I gave up and I had to go and locate my threader. And there's the threader. I don't remember where I've got this. I have had this for years, but that's what a threader, or that type of threader, looks like, and it's got instructions on the back of it that tells you how to use it. And for those of you that are not familiar with a threader, the threader, of course, has the place that you hold on to at the bottom, and then at the top it has super thin wiring or wires that are it comes to a point at the top. And I tried doing it this way. I'm fixing to see here, but you take the pointed end of the threader, and you pull it through the needle, the eye of the needle. You thread your thread, through that big part of the threader, and you pull that threader back through the eye of the needle, and that's how you can thread your needle. Now, there was a great debate back in the day where, to knot or not to knot, and for embroidery and cross stitch. And some say that if you knot the end of your thread, you can see the knot when the picture's framed, or you can see the knot through the fabric. And that's why it was best to go ahead and leave a small tail at the end of your thread, and then weave that in later. But no, I used to embroidery, or was into embroidery, God, I don't know how many years ago. And I just always made a knot. My grandma taught me, just go ahead, make a knot. So I have been doing it ever since. So in order to make these stitches, you want to, I start with the lower left-hand corner of the little square. I go from the lower left-hand corner up to the upper right-hand corner, over to the upper left-hand corner, and down to the lower right-hand corner. And you'll see if you decide to purchase a kit. Now I've got this entire video sped up. But I'm going to go ahead and use this piece of, this thread until I can't go anymore, and then at the end you'll see where I weave it, in and out and in and out of the stitches on the back. I don't knot the back when I'm finished with strands of thread. So I'm going to leave y'all for now, and I'm going to leave you with some music, and I guess that's it. So until next time, remember that you can do it.